How to learn to trust a Cancer. Before delving into the topic of trust, let's talk a little about who Cancers are and what distinguishes them from other signs. Cancer is the fourth sign of the zodiac, and its ruler is the moon, which represents emotions, intuition, and maternal care. Cancers are a water sign, and like all water signs, they are prone to strong emotions and deep feelings. They often perceive the world through the lens of emotions and feelings, making them highly receptive but also vulnerable. Key traits of Cancer. Emotionality and sensitivity. Cancers experience events deeply in their lives. Their emotions can be very vivid and intense. This makes them incredibly caring and attentive to others, but at the same time, they can be easily hurt. Caring and loyal. Cancers are very family-oriented people who value close relationships and affection. They are willing to be there for those they love and invest in the relationship, creating an atmosphere of warmth and comfort. Intuition and perception. Cancers have strong intuition, which helps them understand the hidden motives of others. This makes them good psychologists, but sometimes they can be too cautious to fully trust someone. Protective tendency. Cancers tend to close themselves off from the outside world if they feel threatened or insecure. This defensive behavior can manifest as isolation or secrecy, which is sometimes perceived as mistrust. Why can trusting Cancers be difficult? Despite their caring and affectionate nature, Cancers can be difficult to trust. This is due to their nature, which requires security and protection from external threats. Let's explore why this can be so challenging. Sensitivity and fear of betrayal. Cancers are highly emotional and vulnerable. Because of this, they can experience things on a deeper level than other signs. When they experience pain or disappointment, they can become withdrawn and wary. This can be perceived as mistrust, although in reality, it's simply a reaction to painful experiences. Example. If a Cancer has experienced infidelity or betrayal in the past, they may build walls around themselves to protect themselves from the pain. They will be careful who they open up to, and this can be perceived as a lack of trust. Withdrawal and secrecy. Cancers tend to hide their feelings, especially if they are unsure how they will be received. Their withdrawn nature can be perceived as distance or even a lack of trust. They are not always willing to share their experiences and thoughts, as they are afraid of being vulnerable. Example. When something is wrong with a Cancer, they may become withdrawn and unwilling to share their feelings, even with close people. This doesn't mean they lack trust. It's simply their way of protecting themselves. Uncertainty and doubt. Cancers are prone to self-doubt, and their emotions can easily fluctuate. If they don't feel stable in a relationship or situation, they may begin to doubt themselves and others, making it difficult to build trust. Example. If Cancers don't feel completely secure in a relationship, their doubts can become an obstacle to fully trusting their partner. They will seek reassurance before fully revealing their feelings. Unrealistic expectations. Cancers often expect the same level of care and devotion from others that they themselves are willing to offer. This can create pressure if their expectations don't match reality, and they begin to feel disappointed if they don't receive the same level of care and attention. How do Cancers show trust? When Cancers begin to trust, they can demonstrate it through their actions and behavior. For Cancers, trust isn't always about words, but rather actions and attention to detail. Emotional openness. When Cancers begin to trust, they begin to share their inner experiences and feelings. This may be difficult for them, but they still try to open up. They will begin to talk about their worries, fears, and desires, which for them is a significant step in the relationship. Example. Cancers may begin to share feelings and experiences they previously kept hidden. They will become more open and willing to talk about what matters to them. Caring and attention. Cancers tend to show trust through their actions. They may begin to care for you, pay attention to the little things, help you in difficult times, and create an atmosphere of comfort and security. Loyalty and faithfulness. When Cancers trust, they become incredibly loyal. They will be there for you, supporting and protecting you, no matter the difficulties. He's ready to invest in the relationship and be a faithful partner. How to learn to trust Cancers. Now let's move on to practical recommendations on how to learn to trust Cancers. This requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to accept them as they are. Be patient. Cancers need time to open up. Don't try to rush them, pressure them, or demand immediate trust. Understanding that Cancers value security will help you build a foundation of trust. Example. If Cancers aren't ready to share their thoughts and feelings, don't force them. Give them space, but also show that you're there and ready to support them when they're ready to open up. Be a source of security. Cancers trust those who create an atmosphere of safety and security for them. By showing that you're ready to care for and protect them, you'll help Cancers feel safe and secure. Example. Show them you care, help Cancers with their affairs, and be there for them during difficult times. This will help them feel they can trust you. Be sincere. Cancers can be very sensitive to lies and insincerity. If you want a Cancer to trust you, be open and honest with them. Pretending or manipulating will only increase their fears and mistrust. Give Cancer time to express themselves. Cancer may not share all their feelings right away, but it's important to give them the opportunity to open up without forcing them. Allow them to express their emotions at their own pace. The benefits of trusting Cancers. Why learn to trust Cancers? Here are a few reasons why it's worth it. Deep emotional connection. When you trust a Cancer, you create an incredibly deep emotional bond. Cancer will be an open and loyal friend, a partner, ready to support you in any situation. Caring and attention. Cancers are incredibly caring and attentive to those they love. If a Cancer trusts you, they will be there, supporting and protecting you. Family atmosphere. Cancers value family relationships and affection. If you learn to trust a Cancer, you can create a warm and stable atmosphere in your relationship. So, learning to trust Cancers is a process that takes time and patience. These people feel the world deeply, and their fears and doubts can become an obstacle to trust if you don't understand their unique characteristics. However, if you are willing to support them, show care, and open up to them, you can build a strong and trusting relationship with a Cancer.